Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen to a first impressions video for Medusa. I am playing her on the public test server. It's March the 24th. So if you're watching this in the future, don't really expect like the skills to be the same, because I'm pretty sure she's probably gonna get nerfed a little bit, probably on her 1, and just balance and changes. So it's pretty much just my first impressions. I did do one. Look at this like super aggressive Anubis play here. So I did go ahead and play one practice round just to get kind of familiar and have some idea of what I'm talking about, besides this really aggressive Anubis here. And also, there probably won't be any game audio. I have to do some weird things to get some decent audio quality. I'm having some microphone issues, so that might be something. So, into Medusa, right? So Medusa is a ADC, if you haven't noticed already, by the bow. Right away I noticed that her passive, you can actually kind of feel her passive going. If you don't know what her passive is and haven't taken a look in the patch notes, I'll try to put the patch notes in the description below. But Medusa's passive, she suffers no movement penalty when strafing from side to side, and half movement penalty moving back and forth. So the first thing I thought was, like, that's pretty cool. She's probably gonna do some nice jukes. Haste Frontalis comes into mind right away. Look, take this. That's a lot of burst damage for an ADC. She has an incredible amount of burst damage, and she has some soft and kind of hard CCs with her ultimate. So, for the people that don't know her abilities, I'll go ahead and open up the ability thing here, so you can kind of take a glance at it, maybe pause the video. Her one, real quick, is pretty much like a self-buff. The next 3 shots, she shoots out Vipers, and they increase her attack speed by 100%, which, from what Hyra's Bart said in the patch note stream, that actually can take you over the 2.5 attack speed cap, so that's really fast. Probably... Anubis, please. Oh. And... it was a real quick burst, barely tried. But as you also notice, for a split second, it does do a damage over time effect on these Viper shots. So the way it works, you can click 1, and as you see, it doesn't automatically like cast right away. So it just kind of goes by, if you click left mouse button, it shoots again and again. So you can kind of dictate how many shots you're going to shoot out. As you can see, I've been using my 2 a lot to kind of get a majority of the minions as far as damage wise. Her 3 is a really nice charge, and it's kind of like a CC. They're sort of like stunned for a split second, so you can get some pretty nice control on it, on your target. So that's actually pretty nice. Look at the damage takeaway there. And I was also kind of playing around when I was first playing her, like picking up Malice. So if you don't know what Malice is, let's go into crits. So Malice, pretty much every time when you crit, you do additional 75% of your total physical power as physical damage over time for the next 3 seconds. So you have like a lot of dots if you were to go that route. Let's go ahead and pick up, let's go 2-stack items, go Heartseeker and Death Gloves. I'm not a real big ADC player, so I don't know too much about the ADC. Like I said, it's kind of like a first impressions. So let's go over her 2. No, I'm kind of out of order here, kind of all over the place. But her 2 is the Acid Spray. As you notice, it actually has decent range. So the first target it hits that target for the full damage, and then it does like a cone shape backwards and does like, was it 75% of the damage? Yeah, 75% of the damage is the cone. Let's go over here. So you looked away, and really quick burst. Another thing I noticed is that, like, her 3 shots, they seem to stack, so it's per charge, so it does damage over time per charge. So that's a lot of burst. Her 2, as you've seen, as far as apart from the damage, you also have the attack speed slow from 20 to 40%, so that's really good against other ADCs when you're laning, in the laning phase, or pretty much any phase, honestly. So that's a really nice counter. Her 3, you can use this as a kind of like dash out of the way, or can use it as like an aggressive, like almost like an assassin kind of feel to her. This Anubis just doesn't learn. He would just bleed out just like that, no problem. Okay, so also you notice on the laceration, lacerate rather, her 3, it also has a healing reduction for scaling from 10 to 50% for 3 seconds. That's quite a bit. So once you reach late game, pretty much when the skill's maxed out, you can do multiple things. Okay, so for one, you can reduce the enemy's attack speed. Then you can also reduce their healing, and also finally ultimate, if you haven't noticed already. If they're facing you, you'll stun them for 2 seconds. If they're not facing you, you slow them by 50% for 3 seconds. So overall, she has a lot of control. Oh, okay, only got 1 on. And then finally, I love that. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and then we'll kind of show off the ultimate a little bit more. So I want to know what your guys' opinions, especially people that kind of like main ADCs. I don't, so I don't have like a really strong opinion on her compared to other ADCs. I can't really give you that like pro advice or anything. As far as coming from a person that doesn't really play ADCs, I really like her. She has a really weird feel between like an assassin and an ADC, and I kind of like that. It's kind of unique. Wow, she's already moving really fast. Okay, so let's see if we can... Let's clear the minions first. Get him to face me. Oh, as soon as I did my ulti, he did his. So, you didn't get to see the statue of him. Maybe? Nope. Alright. Also notice you can't cancel her 1. I mean, I don't know if many people would want to cancel her 1, but you can't cancel it. Let's try, like, just buff camps. Let's see how fast we can clear that. But yeah, I really want to know your guys' opinions on Medusa, especially compared to other ADCs. Like I said, it is the public test server, so she's bound to be nerfed. Wow, that's just really nice strafing, really fluid. So on her ultimate, if you were to kill somebody with your ultimate, it does do a lot of damage if you notice. It does an incredible amount of damage, especially at max strength. They will turn into a stone statue, and the stone statue kind of works like Kabrakan's ultimate. You know, it's just kind of like a collision box. I don't know what you call it really. But also with that statue, you know, you can't run through it. It acts like an actual object. You can bounce her 2 off of it, so you can shoot her 2 onto that statue, and then it does the cone shape behind it. You can kind of use it to block, kind of juke around it. Minion clears is getting pretty quick here, so let's see. That's kind of risky here, but alright. He died too quick for me to use my ultimate on him. So that pretty much wraps it up. Don't want to make it too long of a video. Just kind of showing off the abilities of Medusa. If you haven't, seen it already, the patch notes will be in the description below. I hope the audio is okay. Having major issues. Look at her nice face. So see you guys later. Peace.